So solution for this 4 I will do tomorrow once I get the information or the solution from everyone. So let's create a new folder. We'll do new problems for today. So today is 3. Okay, I will rename this one to day 002. This one will be day 003. And this one will be day 004. Okay, so we complete 13 problems. I'll start with the 14th number here. I'll create 14, 15, 16, 17. Let me create the file names and then we'll start working on it. .s. Okay, so let's start with the 14 number problem. So the idea here is, or the question here is, we have to create the nested even sum. The name of the function is nested even sum, and we have to write a recursive function called nested even sum, and it will return the sum of all even numbers in an object which may contain nested objects. I'll give you one example and then you have to work on it. So for example, there is object 1, and this object 1 has outer equal to 2, and then it has internal object inside it, and that has inner 2, and other object is there inside object which is having the super inner as 2. It has few other properties, not a number, so it is true, and also not a number, not a number. It may be some some string. So now what you have to do, you have to write a recursive function so that you can sum of the nested even numbers. So even numbers means, let's say this is 2, we want to capture this 2. Let's say there is another one inner 2 and it has the value of 1. So we will not take this into sum. So we have to calculate the sum of all the numbers 2, 2 and 2. So 1 has not to be taken because 1 is odd number and 2 is even number. So you have to take only the even numbers and sum it and return it. So this function will take some object, and when it will return it, it will return, if I'm passing object 1, it will return 2 plus 2 plus 2 as a 6. Let's say if I pass another function, another object, for example, object 2. So if I pass object 2 looks like this. It has A of 2, it has B of an object, it has C of an object, it has D of number 1, it has E of object. Now B is B of 2, and there is another BB which is an object, and BB has B of 3, and BB, another BB inside it which has B of 2. Okay, so this is the object inside B. C has another object C which is object, and this object has C equal to 2, and it has C of a string called as ball, and it has another variable ccc equal to 5. And then E has E with E equal to 2 and E equal to car. So if I pass this object, can anyone tell me what would be the sum expected in this case? If I pass object 2 inside this function, what will be the answer? What will be the output? So I'll pass nested object with object 1, then it should return me 6. And if I pass nested sum with object 2, then it should return me, let me see if someone has answered. So this is the 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, and 5 2 are there, so it will be 10. So it should not take a string, it should not take the even numbers, and if we have object inside object, then it should go inside object and try to take that number, and if we have inside another object, then it should go inside that object and take the number like this. And ultimately I want the sum of all the even numbers. Okay, that is the task. I will give you this task in the Telegram group. Then you have to solve it. You will get 5 minutes to solve this one. Okay, so try to write down this. It should have the recursive function. You have to think how the recursive function will work. It may not be similar to what you see in the 1.js or 2.js. So you need to think how the recursive function you should put for this problem. Okay, and if you don't know, I will give you the solution. But at least you try something, what you think about it. Okay, so if you have solution, just paste the solution, otherwise I will start working on the solution of this problem. Okay, so I haven't received any solution yet, so I assume no one has a good solution for it. So basically what we have to do, we have to go with, first we have to go with this outer layer. So outer layer is, we have the two keys, one is the outer two and the object, this is another object. So forget about the inner things, only consider this one and this outer one. Similarly here in the object 2, consider only the top level, that is A, B, C, D, E. Forget about the internal object. So internal object will go as a recursive, otherwise we will only consider the one level, that is A, B, C, D, E. And in A, B, C, D, E, we have only two numeric one, that is A equal to 2 and D equal to 1. Rest is object. So forget about all objects now. Only consider the A and D. And in A and D also, we have D is an even number, so we will not take this into consideration. We will only take A equal to 2 into consideration for now. So first step is, we'll only go through the top level. So here I will create one total number. Initially I will assign it to 0. And I have to loop through this object. To loop through the object, we will use for let key in object. So we are getting this object. And here I will do console.log first. Console.log key is key and object is value is, I will put the value as object of key. And I will also check the type. What is the type of the value? Type of the value. So to get the type of value, we'll say type of, and I will say object key. When I say type of object key, it will give me whether this object, if the value is numeric or string or object. So we will see the type also. So for now, we will only console it and see how it looks. So let's try to paste this. First I will do the object one only and see what output I am getting it. Okay, so let's see what we are getting it. Okay, so some typo. There is some problem in typo. Yeah, here colon will not come, equal sign will come. So this is equal. Okay, so what we are getting? Key is outer. So this is outer. Then value is 2. This is 2. And the type of value is number. So we are getting number. Let's go with the second one. Key is object. Key is object. Value is, it is complete object. This object. And the type is object. So we have to think that whenever the type is number and value is even, that only thing we have to take into consideration. We don't have to take object into consideration. So to tackle the object, we will do some different method. But before tackling the object, we will only tackle this part first for now. So to tackle this part, I will write down here. I'll remove the console for now. So I will check if type of object of key is equal to number, and what I have to check, I have checked one condition that it should be the number, because I don't want to take the string or boolean. I only want to take the number, and the number should be even, because the task is we have to take the even number sum. So I will check if object of key %2 is equal to 0. So when %2 is equal to 0, that means it is even number, and that only we have to take into consideration. We don't have to take odd numbers into consideration. So whenever this thing is happening, I will add the number in the total. So I'll say total plus equal to object of key. Right now I'm not taking into consideration this object and inner numbers. I'm only taking the outer layer for now. So if I take outer layer, what will be the total value? And still recursive is not coming here. If you see, we will add the recursive part in a minute. But if I don't go inside the object, if I go only the outer level, let's see what is the total coming. Okay, so it is total. Okay, sorry. Let's try again. 1 second, I'll be back. Okay, let's run this and see what happens. So right now I'm getting 2, that is in the outer layer 2. We're not getting anything inside of the inner layer because we have not done anything inside the inner layer. Okay, so let me write down the something for the inner layer. Okay, so now if we have the number, we add in the total and we append the total with this number, whatever number we have. Now we have to tackle the object part, that is this object part. So here I will write down is if type of object of key is equal to object. If it is object, then what we have to do? So if it is object, then we will say, we will call this nested even sum again with this value, that is object of key. So this is called recursive because we are calling this nested even sum again if we have the type of object. And whatever result we get, we will add it in the total. So what will happen in this case? If we are getting object, the total will be, it will go again inside the nested even sum with this object, and it will take the value from this, and it will take the 2 and return 2 to outside world. And again, if it is getting this object, so it will again pass to nested even sum with this object, and it will send this 2 to to the outer world, and then outer will be added all to the total. So let's run this again and see if we are getting correct results or so let's run it. So now I'm getting 6. If I run with object 2, I'm getting 10. So let me put some console so we can see what's happening here in this object. Okay, so I will just do console.log. And here we'll do the what is the total for this. And let me put this object. Let's run this again now. So initially I get that outer 2 and there is inner object. So total is 2. Then we pass this inner object inside 8. So object is inner object. And then we get total 2 is still total 2 showing 2. Then we are still sending the inner object because we have this inner object also. That will give us 4, and then finally we get 6 in the final one. So this console is not exactly locating which things are coming, but with this problem, I just showed you that if it is object, we call the nested even object with that object, which will give me the total for that one. So if we have nested object, we pass it, and then if we again have nested object, it is passed, and total is calculated with whatever we get from each nested object and added to the main total. Okay, so this is the final one. So maybe we can do console.log here. And we will do console.log here also. Let's run again whole thing. Getting 6 and 10. So this part of recursive is very common. We start with the for loop, and when we have the object, we go with the recursive thing. And recursive thing only goes when it is object, so we don't need to write another base case to handle it because we are passing it when it is object and we are getting the total for that. So this is a different kind of recursive than previous one. So just write down this function in 2 minutes, then we'll go to another problem. Okay, so I think you have completed it. I think then also I'll give you this solution in the Telegram group. Okay, so if you want to copy, you can copy also. If you write it, it's much better because you will get the idea of what you're writing it. If you just copy paste, then you'll not get the idea what we are doing it. So go through this problem again and again. There'll be lot of recursive problem coming in your life using this idea. So whenever we have the object inside object, then think of this as a solution. Okay, let's go to another problem. So if you go to this problem, which I gave you yesterday, okay, capitalize first. We will take this problem and we will modify this problem here in this 15 number problem. So how to modify it? Here it was capitalized first in the 15 number problem. In the this problem, what is the number? In the 13 number problem. But in the 15 number problem, we will start with the capital words. So there we were only doing the first letter capital, but here we will do the everything capital. So it will be car, taco, and banana. So this is the idea in this one. So it was capital first in the 30 number problem, but here in the 15 number problem, it is the capitalized words. So what you have to do, you have to take each one and convert it into the capital and return this array. Since we are returning the array, so remember we need to create a helper function and we have to use the helper function as a recursive function. Okay, so you have 5 minutes to complete this, and after 5 minutes I'll show you my solution. So let me give you this in the Telegram group if you want to copy the question. So you have 5 minutes to do this. Try it. Okay. So I got solution from the Sonu Singh, but it doesn't use the recursive. Okay, so I got a solution from the Sonu Singh, but it doesn't use the recursive. Okay, let's see the CAT solution. Right, CAT solution seems to be using the recursive. Okay, so that's what we want. We want a recursive solution, not the for loop. And for loop is something kind of, though for loop will work, but it is not expected in this because here we need the recursive solution. So first we need to create a variable which will be, we will output it. So let's name the variable as results, and we will return this results after we have processed the results. Okay. So now we will create one helper function. You can name it anything, this helper function. I will name it as traverse. And I will pass some array. So this is the array. So here I will change the name to array list. Okay, so this traverse function, we pass the array in this traverse function, and this traverse function will be recursively called one by one. And I will call this traverse function from outside. First I will pass the array inside this traverse function. Okay, so that's how we do it. Now the main logic lies in this traverse function. So first we will not put the base case. We will only put the non-base case first, the logic part, and then we will put the base case. So what we have to do, array list is this part. We will take the first one. We will take the first one and push it to the results. And first we'll take this part, convert it to the capital and push it in the results. So I will say results dot push array list. I'll take the 0 element of the array list, that is this first element, and then I'll put it as to uppercase. Okay, so this I convert this first number to uppercase and push it to the results. So results will have the car. Second time I will call the traverse again, but now I will call the traverse with these two values only. So I will say array list dot slice of 1. When I say slice of 1, that means we are not adding this, we are adding this part only. So this will again go here in the array list and take the first one, convert it into the uppercase, put it in the results. Then again I will call the traverse with the slice of 1. So it will only send this part. And then I'll again say array list of 0 to uppercase. And then again I call traverse with the empty of the array list. When I pass empty list, we need to put the base case that if there is no array list, or if array list dot length is equal to 0, then we return null. We don't need to do anything. Okay. We can only return also. We can return null also. Whatever is okay is fine. And this will stop the loop of this function, and then we'll return the results. So let's run this one. So I'm getting car, taco, and banana. So I'll give you this one. So I just said that Kate's solution is correct. Sonu Singh's solution is, though solution is correct, but it is not using recursive, so it will be not considered in the solution list. Let me give you in the Okay, so I have given 4 more problems on that day. That is 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 is similar to what we did today. Only thing here you need to capitalize the first letter and not the other thing. So you need to think how you will do that part. And for today, 16 and 17, I'll give you as a task, as a homework. Okay, so let's start with the 16. The name of the function is stringify numbers. So here you have to write a function called as stringify numbers, which takes in an object and finds all the values which are numbers and converts them to strings. Okay, so this is the convert them to strings. So I'll give you one example. So if I have object 1 and it has number as 1, then text as array, then data as object, and inside that data we have value as 4, then we have info as a object, and inside info is right equal to true and random equal to 66. So this is the object which we have. If I pass this object, it will take the number which is the numeric value and convert it into the string. So the output will be, here is the output. So output will be the same object, but all the numbers will be converted into string. So one will be not the numeric, it is in the double quotation or single quotation. 1, because we want a string. This value will be double or single quotation 4. This will be double or single quotation of 66. So what we are doing, we're taking all the numeric value, converting into string. Okay, that's what you have to do. So here you will write a function stringify numbers, and you will pass the object, and you will write your code here. And when you will call it by passing object 1, you should get this output. And this problem is similar to the 14 number problem which we did. So you have to write the logic based on this 14 number problem, but you have to modify your code, how you will do it. So this 16 number problem is actually, I put it in the 17 number problem. 16 number problem is this one. I'll give you in the Telegram chat also. Okay, so let's talk about the 17 number problem, which is the last problem in the recursion. So this will be, I will copy this part. Okay, so the name of this function is collect strings. So you write a function called the collect strings, which accepts an object and returns an array of all the values in the object that have type of string. So for example, if I create a variable object 1 with stuff as a key value is who, then I have data with value of another object, then I have a thing which has another object, then I have info as bar, then I have more info and another object, then I have even more info as another object, then I have we made it as bus. So this is the object which we pass in this function. and we should get the output as the expected output should be like this. Since we have the string of this foo, bar, and bars, so output should be an array with foo, bar, and bars. Okay, so that's what output should be. So this is also similar to what we did here in the 16 number problem or in the 14 number problem. Yeah. So how we did this one? This 17 number problem also similar to this. So just use the 14 number problem, do the logic change based on this one. So this is another problem which you have to do it. Okay, so that's all for all the 17 problems related to the recursion. And tomorrow I will see your solution, and if everyone's solution is correct, then fine. Otherwise, I will show you my solution, how to do this one. So that's all about the recursion. And we'll start the new topic after the completion of this, all the use cases. Let me give the points today. Today is third number. Okay, so what we did today, one was 14 number problem. Okay, so this nested even sum, I don't think anyone did it. So I will give you 0 for that. And in the second one was 15 number problem, where capitalized word. So only Kate did it. So I'll give Kate 1 marks. Sonu gave the solution, but it was not which was expected. So total will be 1, 0, and 0. Okay, so this is the today's result. Okay, any questions? I will commit my files, and someone asked to do the project in the month. So that project I will do once I complete that node part, because node part is still Mongo is, we have not completed the Mongo part, MongoDB part. So we will complete the MongoDB part. That is, we only did the create part. Once we complete read, delete, and update, then I will create a small project which will take the React, Express, Node, and MongoDB. So it's the combination of 4, and we'll do one small project on that one. Okay, so let me commit it if you want to see. Git add, git commit, recursion, git pull, git push. Okay, committed. Any question?